You know, the last time I sat with you, Nick, you were telling me how the VA, it's gotten better, but it's a joke in your words.
Yeah. And now he's firing people. I think Trump fired, what was it? A good substantial portion or a substantial number of employees at the VA, over 1,000.
No, that's exactly why I'm bringing it up. He plans to let go 80,000 employees from the VA.
You know what?
So if the VA was bad before, what do you think the VA is about to become?
Oh, atrocious. Atrocious. But I mean, shit still tastes like shit. Doesn't matter how you eat it, it's still going to be the same thing. You can fire all of them, it's still going to be the same thing. It's going to be worse, but I mean, worse is still worse. The VA, I think the VA was maybe they had good intentions, but I think the VA is full of gatekeepers, people who feel that, oh, my service was better than yours, or I did this and you don't deserve this. And then I think there's people who just genuinely don't care. You know, I think that you can become numb over time or desensitized to other people's emotions or how they feel, and you just don't care. You're just you become a number. And I think that that's how not just the VA, a lot of big organizations are run, that the clientele just becomes a number and not a person. And once that detachment happens, you get terrible service, you know, just terrible service. And I think that there could be way more done for the veterans that, you know, especially the ones that went out and put boot to ass and put their life on the line. I think that there should be more offered. I have my own ideas and my own, I don't want to piss any of vets off. I really don't care, but I'll say it. I know guys who got out and they were not the same when they went in mentally, went through a really, really hard time. And I've had more guys take their own lives being out the military than I ever saw. I've been through plenty of funerals in the Army and being a Ranger, but I've seen more of my guys die being on the outside. Lack of mental health, lack of being compensated. So I'll let your viewers know that when you get out, you got disabilities, you know, my back, my knees, whatever it may be. I lost my hearing, I lost my finger, and you get compensated for that as you should if you put your life on the line for the country and not some politician. But nonetheless, some of these guys get out and they fight tooth and nail to get the treatment that they need financially and medically, and they get denied it. And then that puts them on a whole nother level of messed up in the head. And then they do something that they may or may not regret. But my opinion, I think if you serve this country in the time of war and you had to put boot to ass, I think that you should be compensated off the bat. No person should get out and not be compensated for, let's say, post-traumatic stress disorder. I know guys who get out and they've seen crazy stuff, not right in the head, lost families, all that. And the VA would be like, you know, here's 10% for your problems, here's 20% compensation. And the guy's like, I'm jacked up all the way. And he does something stupid. I think if you served in a time of combat, you've seen stuff, you stepped outside the wire, I think automatically every combat vet should be compensated up to 100%. That's my belief. A lot of people won't agree with it, but that's my belief. These guys were not the way, when they went in, they come out different. No one's the same after killing someone, watching your friends get blown up, having a friend next to you one moment, then the next moment he's gone. You're not the same after that. You can't be. I think they should be compensated for that.
I couldn't agree with you more. I was actually in shock when I heard that they were even considering eliminating one job from the VA.
Yep.
And the reason I was shocked is because we have a Republican president in office.
Mm-hmm.
The House and the Senate, they have the majority.
Mm-hmm.
most veterans, and you can tell me better than I can say, but most military men, most veterans, they tend to lean Republican because the Republicans, they take care of their military.
100%.
They run on that.
Facts.
So to think that they would even consider doing anything that could in any way challenge or bring down something as crucial and critically needed as the VA, I'm still in shock, even as I listen to you speak.
Well, it's critical, but I think that, remember when Elon Musk went into Twitter and he like fired 80-something% of, and it's functioning just fine. I haven't been to the VA. There's a lot of people there that don't really do anything. They don't do anything. They don't. It could be, I think that in order for Trump to do this the right way, there has to be a plan. You just can't fire people and say, okay, now take on the load or whatnot. It has to be very strategic to where it doesn't harm the veterans on the outside, but also cleans up and alleviates a lot of the middlemen activities that goes on in the VA. There's a lot of useless processing and not useless people, but they could be served better elsewhere, and elsewhere is outside of the VA. If you're going to have people working for the VA, I think there should be people who actually care about vets and want to have them taken care of and work for on their behalf. But instead, you just get people, who are there for a paycheck. They lost sight of the whole mission. The mission became the check and not the vet. Get rid of those people. Yeah.